So I'm sure you guys have seen at this point, Snowflake stock is getting destroyed. They bombed earnings. The stock is down 17% right now, down $30 per share so far in the day. Yesterday it closed at about 178, and now it's down under 147 bucks per share. And as we're seeing this happen, Palantir stock is ripping, guys. So yeah, we have to do a quick technical breakdown on Palantir. We'll take a look at Snowflake as well in this video, break down the charts. So if y'all find value, hit that like button, make sure to subscribe, and don't forget to get up to 15 free stocks from Moomoo, each up to 2,000 bucks. And you might as well get 12 more stocks from Webull with any amount deposited. Link down below, guys. We'll talk more about the details later. And with that being said, cheers, let's dive into it. So again, guys, Snowflake did not do well, which is why their stock is collapsing. The second the earnings came out, guys, you probably saw this stock went straight from 178. It must have triggered the algos, right? Or the algorithms, right? This went from 178 all the way down to 151, 155 roughly, just like that in the span of, no joke, 2-3 minutes. That was a drop of around, let me see here, 13-14%, and it did see a little bit of a relief rally right off the bat when it dumped. It went from 151 to about 158, but at that point, guys, shortly thereafter, it started going down and down and down to the point where it ended up opening up at around 150. We had a nice little pop in the morning to about 158, and it's just been down and down and down ever since that point. You guys can see on the 5-day, 5-minute, and you can see here on the intraday chart. And mind you, guys, this stock was going down well before the earnings. Well, not well before, but a couple of days before the earnings, it started downtrending. So maybe the markets were getting a little bit, hesitant or a little bit nervous, because Snowflake went from 185 to start the week, or about a week ago, it was at 185. Then it got down to around 176 on this day. This was the 19th of May. Then on Monday, I believe the 22nd, yeah, we saw a little bit of a pop to about 185, or rather 181. But you guys can see we failed to break out of this trend, and all the days after, Monday here, Tuesday, Wednesday, we were just making lower high after, lower low, and then the earnings came out yesterday, and poof, just like that again, we ended up collapsing. So at this point, Snowflake stock on the 4-hour time frame, guys, is falling under the 180 moving average, and I believe when we covered it yesterday, Snowflake was above the 180, right after the earnings came out, but clearly, guys, the bulls are not respecting that moving average in general, right? And at this point, we're holding on by a thread, on this trend that I just drew on the 4-hour time frame. So if we start falling under 140, 135 on Snowflake, you better get ready, guys. It's probably going to get worse. But this is really good for Palantir. As you guys know, these companies are head-to-head. They're competitors. And no joke, the second Snowflake reported earnings and their stock dumped, maybe not the second, but shortly thereafter, Palantir ended up going ballistic. And mind you, Palantir stock yesterday did not do well during the day. If I zoom in here, you guys can see we went down on the day. I think this closed at $12.63 that was on Tuesday, right? Then Wednesday, yesterday, we got down to $11.82. So at one point, we were down around 6-7% from the close on Tuesday to the low yesterday on Wednesday. And from the high on Tuesday to the low yesterday, we were down even more. If you guys remember, we covered this yesterday, but I'll talk about it quickly here again. On Tuesday, we ended up hitting 1342. Then on the low on Wednesday, we hit 1180. We're talking a drop of 12% roughly, which was a pretty big drop. Then again, once the Snowflake earnings came out, they bombed the earnings. Palantir ended up going ballistic. It closed at roughly, 1220. Then after the bell, it got all the way up to 1365. We're talking a move of 12%. So that ripped. Then we ended up pulling down a little bit after the bell yesterday. Kind of, we started to see the dust settle. It went from 1366 down to about 1285. You guys see that. Then we ended up running in the pre-market today. We actually got pretty much right back to that 1360 high from after the bell yesterday. And then once the markets open, you guys can see here on Palantir, this stock ended up falling down pretty aggressively, actually, from 1360 at about 9 or more like 8:15 a.m. on the East Coast. It went down all the way to 13 or rather $12.30. So it did sell off around 9%. So this thing's been very volatile, guys. Let's just put it that way. Very volatile past couple of days for Palantir. So again, 1360 in the pre-market. We ended up selling down to about 1230. That was a drop of 9-10%. And since that point, 10:30 a.m. noon here on the East Coast, 11, that 2-3 hour window. Since that point, we've then started to recover, right? Rebound. We went from 12.30, 12.40. Now we're pushing $13 again. We're starting to break over the 50 SMA. We did that a couple hours ago, and now we're testing the 180 SMA in real time, which is right around $13, guys. And this looks like, to me, the uptrend is continuing. I don't know about you guys, but that's kind of what I'm seeing here on the 5-day, 5-minute chart on Palantir. If I pull up the channel tool, you guys can see here, boom, we've been in this channel for a couple days, and now that we just held right around 12:30, 12:40 today throughout the day, and we're bouncing, guess what? That's a higher low. We're holding a higher low, and you guys can see all these higher lows that have been held over the past couple of days. You guys noticed that, right? So Palantir looks like, to me, bulls are in charge still. Pretty obvious, right? Doesn't take a rocket scientist to tell you that. And it looks like we might be making a shot back towards the 1350 level, maybe even higher. Maybe we break this channel. That's in the cards, guys. In my opinion, Palantir is looking very, very good. And this company, you guys know, the stock's been crushing it ever since they reported earnings. And, it pulled back a little bit yesterday, which was healthy. And, buyers are coming in again now, which, to be honest, does not surprise me at all. And mind you, on the 4-hour chart, you could argue it is still a little bit overbought, so keep that in mind. But again, going to that 20-day chart, the 5-day chart, there's no doubt about it that buyers are coming in. We're pushing higher. And because of that, we have to play it like that and realize that the bulls are still in charge, and we could still go higher at this point, or, from this point on Palantir, at least in my opinion, guys. And of course, these are all my opinions, right? We're just breaking down the charts here and going over what I think. It doesn't mean any of this is going to actually happen or it's going to, play out. We don't know what's going to happen, guys. Nothing's guaranteed in the stock market, but that's a quick breakdown here on Palantir's chart. A little update as we are about to wrap up the day here in about 40 minutes, and a little breakdown on Snowflake, which honestly, guys, even though they're big competitors, Snowflake, Palantir, I still think Snowflake has a bright future, even though the stock is collapsing right now. And honestly, from a short-term perspective, that could be a relief rally candidate. It could be a bounce back type of trade moving forward here. And mind you, we're not getting any signs of a reversal quite yet. The dust is not settling yet, guys. I mean, earnings came out less than 24 hours ago, so you have to realize that. We have to give it some time. But overall, could this rally from 100, where is it now, 145, could we see a relief rally maybe back towards the 150, 60s? No doubt about it in my mind. Maybe we go even higher. Maybe we go back to $200 at one point. But, we'll see what it does in the short term. Baby steps, guys. Like I always say, let's just relax, sit back, and let the market show us what it's going to do. Let's not get antsy. Let's not get too crazy here. But once we start getting the consolidation, maybe we start bouncing, getting that reversal, that could be a sign for an entry. We'll see. But of course, please do your own research, guys. And if you all found value in the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and don't forget to get up to 15 stocks for Moomoo, each up to $2,000, guys. It is free money. Once you open up an account using that link down below, you get 1 free share of stock right off the bat, and fund your account with at least $100. You get 4 more stocks, totaling 5 stocks, and fund your account with at least $1,000. Are you guys ready for this? You get 10 more stocks, totaling 15 free stocks. So if you want to help out the channel and you want some free money, use that Moomoo link down below, and you might as well get 12 more stocks from Webull with any amount deposited. And if you guys want to check out my Patreon, all the details are down below as well. And with that being said, guys, cheers. I'll catch you all in the next video.